because it's not. Oh, you almost got hot mic there. Talking about my horrible habits.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, it is Wednesday. Yes, it's hard to remember days these days because it's like a blur. Every day moves so fast that we're on to. Do you realize we're like going into the 5th month of the new year? That's insane.
Is crazy.
Right? It seems like everything's moved so fast.
We're almost halfway done with 2024.
That's the crazy. Hopefully everybody's having a great 2024. I don't know. New Year's. I hate having to put my glasses, but I'm going to put them on for you guys so I could read. And maybe I could actually catch a comment on our other platform here, which is also known as TikTok. But, but anyway, let's get into it because we're going to do the stats for New Jersey. And for all those people out there who have a difficult, and just for the record, we're on both platforms. We're on Facebook Live.
Yes.
And we're on TikTok Live. TikTok Live is huge. It's blowing up. Facebook Live, it takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a little bit.
Like a month.
Yeah.
Before it clicks over.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see everybody, and hopefully everybody's enjoying yesterday, at least for the weather.
Yes.
And, we were determining before the program with Keri. We're going to do Keri's hair. Like what she's going to do with her hair for next episode.
Yeah.
She's having like a hair day today.
I am having a bad hair day.
And we don't have like the kind of staff that like does the in-house thing. Like when they do like live TV and they have like the people that come in and like makeup and hair.
Yeah.
And they have like a can of spray.
Wow.
There we go.
Nice.
Wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Maybe in the next office we'll do that.
Okay.
Maybe when your hair is fine. Yes, it is fine. Absolutely. Her hair is fine.
Thank you.
Just so you know, we're reading comments off there.
Now
I can actually, it's close enough. We're on the big screen.
I can't read it.
You can't read it.
I can't read it.
There's something, I gotta like, how could you not read that? I'm in New Jersey. I'm in Jersey. Okay. And we're going to be, so if you, well, we're doing live, and we're going to be talking about the housing market in New Jersey.
Mammoth and Ocean.
And if anybody doesn't know it yet, New Jersey is one of the hottest markets. Real Reconnect. It's already, oh, there we go. Yeah. Anybody have insights into what the economy is like for them? If you have that, we'd love to hear from you guys, because I love everything economics, and the word of the day is economics. Everything is kind of, and if you haven't been around, and I know our young, go figure.
There's always something.
Yeah, we're on the slow track here on that one. But anyway, so what we're going to be doing is going over what these numbers look like for you guys, and buying to be popping up very near term. So 8%. We're still trying to reconnect. And this is just keeps bouncing forth. We're really on the yes list.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, so year-over-year numbers are interesting, and it gets more and more interesting, guys, because I've been doing these stats. I don't want to even say because this is year, like live stats. I've been doing for 13. So there you go. 13 of the 18.
13 of the
18 years I've been in business.
Oh, okay.
And this is kind of wild. Encourage you. Oh, that's it. There's a whole bunch of people in there. So let's see what's going on with the economy and the real estate market in New Jersey. There's no surprises here. It goes in line with everything else. Mm-hmm. So let's kick it off, Keri.
Yes. So.
Oh, wait. We got to wish people happy birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Because we left it for the end of the last segment. So happy birthday. Our Aries agents.
Wow.
Aries agents. Aries people are quite
They're
fun.
like on fire. They're like fiery, I feel, you know?
It definitely, yes. That bunch has fire for sure. He'll tell you just the way it is from the beginning. just from the beginning. So anyway, invite somebody to come. Oh, there's people like to invite. We're still too far away to invite people into the live.
Yeah, we can't.
Can't reach. Keri's working on longer arms.
Yeah. Coming up with something.
Right? Aren't you working on longer arms?
Yeah.
Isn't that one of the things you're working on?
Yeah, that's
Or
one
but anyway, the one with longer hair. She's trying both.
Yeah.
She's just.
Grown.
But anyway, get into the stats.
Okay.
Get into the stats, Keri, before I just wander off here.
Okay. So first we start off with days on market.
Days on market.
Yes. So the days on their market are up year over year 5%.
They're up or down?
They're up 5%. They're at 42 days.
What's 43?
Well,
From
last
40.
month was 43.
So 2 extra days on the market.
From last year.
So
yes.
basically that's a nothing burger there. There's nothing there.
No.
2% average days on the market is basically, when you talk about a day, that's literally maybe a difference. The interesting number is the next number.
Months inventory.
Yeah.
The months inventory.
That's creeped up a bit though, right?
Year over year, yeah, it went up. It's up about 27% year over year, the months inventory.
So that's an interesting thing of this report. So one of the things we look for is a leading indicator. Maybe there's weakness developing. That's where we're going to see it. So months inventory is a reflection of basically how much it would take to sell all the inventory on the market if no more houses came on the market for the day.
Yeah.
So with that being said, that means it's a little softening. It's showing a little bit of softness.
Yeah.
Even though it's down, it's up. Month over month, it's down month over month. But, and this is where the numbers don't make sense, guys. I've been doing this a long time, and nothing really rhymes or reasons with a lot of things. So, when you do these numbers, it's like, what is that? Why is so many numbers? They don't match up too well.
No.
And it's like and you're going to get into the reason why. But 20%, 27, that's a notable increase in. And it's funny because the number of sold listings are down as well. So months inventory is up, sold listings are down, which is indicative of that, or how the month's inventory is calculated.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's 27% is notable. So we can get to
the sales to list price also went up year over year. So that's up 1%.
So, and it's at 101, correct?
No, it's at 100.3.
So basically, sales to list price is on the rise. So last year was a 99.3. Last month it was 99.4. As of March, it's 100.3. The good part about New Jersey's market is because of the time it takes to close on New Jersey properties is a lot faster. So the number and the data is a little bit more quicker than we get in New York. So because they close faster. So this is definitely, we usually get a better benchmark of where the market's heading because it takes about, on average, about 3 months for 3 months for inventory.
Yeah.
Someone gave, I think, some. Is that hands or fire? I can't tell.
It looks like these hands.
Hands up.
Yeah. Thank you.
Keep it going, guys. But anyway, so the big thing is the sale to list price ratio in Monmouth and Ocean counties is up to 100. So it's at list price basically of the things that do sell. I'm going to tell you though that's markedly different, and I always say this because I have to remind people Monmouth and Ocean are completely different markets.
Yeah.
Ocean County doesn't fare as well as Monmouth in terms of sales to list price ratio. So if you were to break it up, it'd probably be more reflective that you're probably getting over ask price in Monmouth County and just under or under in Ocean of the houses that do sell.
Yes.
It's important to remember that there's still a percentage of houses that don't sell, and obviously, what are you selling? We're not selling anything. That's the great part about this. We're not selling anything. We're selling you the info because the info is really what you guys need to make effective decisions.
Yes.
So And that's just so you know, we're cross-platform here, so we're not selling anything. We have, I mean, if you want, we have listings coming out. We could go, if you want to buy a house, we could help you.
Yeah, check out our listing.
Yeah. You can contact one of our agents and they can help you,
Yeah.
whatever, the buy side. But we're not selling anything. We'd like to sell you the idea that we keep you informed. So if that's the part about it that we need to do, we keep you informed.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Keri, you can watch Keri's statistics every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yep. I won yesterday and one tomorrow.
It's that time.
It's that time.
Yep.
But
So,
moving
yeah.
on. So because of the sale to list price, so the sold listings are actually down about 19% year over year. Sold listings are down.
That's where it gets interesting.
Yeah, because it's up.
It's up, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the market's shrinking seriously. I mean, that's what this report is indicating that.
Mm-hmm.
Active listings are up 2.4. So I'm just getting a balance of
Yeah.
sold listings, active listings. So because it all ties into that month's inventory, and the month's inventory based on a 19% decline in year over year sold listings is significant. The question is that it's not really affecting prices at all, but it is affecting, this is based on the fact that there's just such little inventory available to buy that it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Although the active listings are up 2.25 from a year ago.
Yeah.
So there is some softening showing up here, a little bit, but it's not reflected in the price. It's not enough to do anything based on this inventory situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sold median sale, I mean, I don't know if we're going to get to that next, but the sold median sale is up 17%.
Yeah, it's up 17% year over year.
17% increase. Wow, it's just insane, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Can't explain to you how that's like really. So a 17% rise in prices, this is how, now I want to point this out because, you know, we're on the sold median sale price.
Mm-hmm.
It is 6% higher month over month. This is the effect of the rates.
Yeah.
So what's happening is the rates are honestly so indicative of this whole thing breaking down. This is showing you the difference between 8% rates and 6.25 rates, 6.3 it went down to. So as soon as the rates, this is proof, guys, that we pretty much have the evidence here now that suggests, and I was waiting for this report for this reason, because I wanted to see what the impact was. It was kind of like showing up in the last numbers. It's showing up big time here.
Yeah.
A 6% rise in prices month over month. That's a stark difference, and that's just based on like a month. That's insane. That's the interest rate. That shows you how volatile the market is, and this is why I tell people all the time: your house price could be affected month to month. I've never, as long as I've been doing this, I've never seen as volatile a price swing that you could get from interest rates than I do now. It is absolutely insane to say that you could get this, like from 6% to 8%.
Mm-hmm.
The 2% difference is now like prices rose 6% in a month. And so most of last year's, let's put this in perspective, most of last year's the median sale price, most of it, so it was 11%, 6% of that came in a single month. That shows you how much interest rates are driving the market. And it's the housing shortage is something to behold. And I will touch base on why there's a shortage, just like there's a shortage of everything else. And it kind of goes in line with the shortages in general, with just things, products and everything else. Housing is in shortage, and I'm going to tell you why that is in a minute.
Yes.
So why we have a housing shortage, and it's definitely inflation related, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But the sold 6% in 1 month
That is crazy.
on a median. Sometimes you see in the
Right,
sold
yeah.
average sale price is 3.5, but the median is really where you want to go. But 70% year over year. So basically, year over year stats, of the 17% that it grew last year, 6 of it came in 1 month. That's insane.
Yeah,
It's absolutely,
That is.
it's mind-boggling.
that is really crazy.
That's like a 30% rise. Like in valuation from period over period. So it's a whole of the valuation gain, 30% of it came in a single month. 35. Jeez. It's wild.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen that. So that shows you the impact of interest. But the sold listings actually increased month over month, which is 18%.
Yeah.
Year over year is still down 19, but 18% month over month. March is not the greatest month to get. That's not the best indicator of month over month stats, because those need to be
Yeah.
seasonally adjusted.
Well, the pending sales are almost at 20% month
20?
over month. It increased.
The pending sales? Yeah, no. It's crazy. 20% pending is up month over month,
Yeah.
which is, again, typical of year over year. It's down 4%, so it's indicative of the seasonality. So pending listings, I look up the year over year, especially when you're dealing with seasonality. So it's down 4%, so it's still down.
Yeah.
New listings are down another 1.16.
Yeah.
We're kind of leveling off on that, though. It seems like we're leveling off on the inventory. Like the same amount of inventory is coming out is coming in. And I think that's a significant part of what we're looking at in terms of data for New Jersey, which continues to be the hottest market in the United States.
Yeah.
We're based in Staten Island, guys. So what else we got going on? I know you're going to touch your hair.
I know. I'm sorry.
I promised
I'm
that I would
trying not
take
to.
our hands and tie them to
I'm trying not to.
It's fine. Everybody could tell Keri our hair is just great.
No. No, thank you. Okay. So the next number we're getting into is the sold median listings. Those are up year over year also, 15%.
Yep. Sold median, the sold median is
The listings.
sold average sale price,
Sold average sale price, that's up
14%. Where'd you get the last number? I'm sorry.
right here. Sold median listings.
Oh, so people are increasing, yeah. They keep increasing their price.
Mm-hmm.
So the year over year difference is 14% higher,
Yeah.
which is not reflected in the numbers, by the way. So most people are overpricing things a little bit more than they should be at this point. So month over month difference is, anybody in the real estate business in either state? Can't even see from that far. Anybody from New Jersey experience what we're talking about? Because
Yeah.
it's like, I'd like to hear another real estate person if they're out there. I'm not sure they're going to see it, but your friends are going to be
Yes,
on
let us
TikTok
know.
and they'll be sending you snapshots of you
I
on
know.
live. The last live you had like what, 6?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're like,
yeah.
why is this on my For You
Yeah.
page? Because it's Keri. That's why.
Yeah, all
It's
my
Keri.
friends see my stuff.
They do. They make fun of her.
No,
but
they support me.
They do?
Yeah. They love us.
Well, they're like, don't they call you like hey, it's the stack. What's the stats?
Yes. They're like, what's the stats for today, Keri? Yeah.
You become synonymous with that. Okay. Let's get into what's going on here as far as month over month differences on pending average listing is again way up. So
yeah,
the pending
month over month it went up.
another 8% on the pending average listing price. So of the pendings that are going up, it's showing you that it's 8% higher, meaning that of the houses that are going into contract, their list prices are higher by 8% than they were a month ago. So people again, this is reflective of the volatile nature of what's going on with real estate. And it's tough. It's a challenge to Vic is out today, the other day, and it's like multiple office situations in New Jersey still exist, especially in Monmouth County. It's insane.
Well,
There's just so little out there.
yeah.
But why is that happening? Does anybody think they know what's happening? Why there's such little inventory on the market? But you've not finished your questions. If you have it, you could obviously ask it. But go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to ask you, are there any like particular type of homes you find that are selling?
Faster?
Yeah, in Monmouth and Ocean?
I think there's nothing, from what I understand, is that the high end of the market is actually doing, this is the nutty part of this market, is that in the past, high-end real estate would be the first thing to show its cracks when it's kind of like works inversely. The high end of the market is still doing, from what I understand, pretty well. The $1 million+ market
Wow.
continues its, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but I don't want to get into what those specifically are because you're walking into a hotly topic debate, and I don't want to sit here and talk about why that's happening. But there's definitely people who are well invested, and that's helping drive the market. If you haven't seen Wall Street, you understand what I'm talking about.
If you
haven't seen it, or you have seen it, sorry, over the last, I'd say, since COVID. Since post-COVID, there was a dip last year. There was a significant dip and then back up again, obviously, to record highs. And, of course, with that comes people with money.
Yeah.
So that pretty much sums that up. And then there's people well invested. And when it comes time to making a house purchase, I mean, it's easier to go on the high end when you have assets like stocks. And that's probably why a lot of people are upset about certain things, but here's what it is. I don't want to get to that. So that's a very nuanced question.
Got it. All right.
We may get banned off of one platform for talking about that.
Yes. Do you suggest any strategies buyers should adopt in this market?
Yes. Okay, guys. If you're out buying and you're just doing this for the first time, I think the number one thing you really have to do is, and there's a rule of thumb, if you mildly like a place that somebody that you see, I would really say somebody else does too. And I said this before, it's so important that you do have, it's not because listen, we're not buying shoes, obviously, we're buying houses. So one of the things is that with buying that type of stuff, with buying real estate, really what you really do is, you want to evaluate the property. But a lot of people are used to the shopping part of it, I'm looking for this and I'm looking for that. That's not in the market anymore. That in Monmouth County especially. You better come with your criteria locked into your head, because if it's something you mildly like, then somebody else has it. There's probably an offer on it already. Because I always say everybody seems to like the same things and don't like the same things. So they come on. If you like it, and you go there, you see it come on the market, you better be aggressive, and you may even have to be aggressive on the price. I still see it this week. The interesting thing is what 8% rates, almost went flying, 8% rates are going to do to the market overall in the next couple of weeks, because I think we noticed a big pause in the market once rates hit 8% in November, December this year. So it was really tough. It was a challenge, to say the least. So, that's, but if you looked at the inflation report from they just gave the inflation report. What was that?
Oh, no, I thought it was something. Yeah.
So.
I can't read that.
He says in his apartment, these people above me, I'm so furious. I think that's what it says. I needed an apartment for my, sorry. It's like, what are we looking at? So, and like people on Facebook are like, what the hell are they doing? Actually, we're on both platforms. So, the skylight of apartment. Okay. People who live above me. I can't. It's hard to say.
I can't read that.
I don't know if it's significant. Siblings? No. Well, that's a compliment. I'll take that. If I can match my sibling, I'm doing pretty good with my age.
Yeah.
Because I'm like a dad's age. I'm like.
No, you're like my mom's age.
Yeah, like yeah, she's young. She's a young. She's what are you, 20?
I'm 24.
24. I'm not saying. Let's put it this way. I'm a generation older than her.
Yeah.
A real significant generation too at that.
No.
So look, she looks.
I don't know.
No, I'm not going to get into the look thing here. And I have a problem with verbalizing everything that I see here, so I don't want to verbalize something.
I don't even want to know.
You know, I have a habit of reading off the screen out loud.
Yes.
And it's like, I got to stop doing
I'll
that.
do that.
I know, it's like, and if I come across something, I don't even know, like, it's like I wanted you to hear the comment, and sometimes
Yeah, you know.
I used to work in what's your factory? I don't even want to get into that. I'm not going to read it because I could see it's going off but it doesn't matter the room temperature. It's the room temperature. I got it. I think that's the person of the apartment question. Sorry, we're on both platforms.
Yes.
I mean, people upstairs and downstairs. Upstairs is Facebook, downstairs.
Yeah,
TikTok.
that's what it is.
So it's like, if you see us looking down on there, it's because we're on both platforms at the same time. Not that like anybody looks at us on Facebook anyway. Gotten to a point where our only platform is like TikTok. But I'm glad you think we're siblings. That's awesome. See what a week makes.
Maybe because it's the glasses.
Maybe it's because of something. You never know what we could do. It doesn't matter what it's still the same thing. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I mean, the stats, did you have any other questions? I wanted to get into what's going on with the economy in a second, because I think you guys should know, like, where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Where we're going.
Yeah.
What do we have? Do you have another question?
Yes. Are there any anticipated changes in mortgage rate, property tax, or housing regulations that could influence buyer or seller behavior?
Mortgage rates is the only thing that's influencing buyer behavior right now.
Just
Mortgage
the
interest, job prospects, inflation, all the drivers of I'd buy a house from you too. You seem nice. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
That was very nice of you. We appreciate it.
Yes.
You still might be able to. But yes, Keri, this you're going on year 2 here, right? This is almost,
Yeah, in August.
Jeez.
I know.
She says she feels older since she's worked here, and I'm trying to convince her that she's not.
Yeah, I feel old.
She's a whole 24, and she's growing up mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, not mentally like you were a kid, but I mean, she's growing up intellectually. That should be good.
Yes.
So it's like before I even tried to do stats with you, like I think that was like you would never imagine you'd be doing this.
Oh no, I would have never.
Her first meeting, I put her in front of the camera, and I think before I get into that, we'll probably shut off one and
Yeah.
one's the platforms are different, and I hate to talk about the things that like on this
Yeah.
platform that you could talk about on this platform, because we could be a little bit more entertaining on the bottom one than the top one. It's like you don't want, like you can't make too much noise on the top floor,
No.
or else the people on the bottom floor get like annoyed.
Wow. that's a good.
Right? We're like the noise. We can't be noisy to the degree we want to be noisy, and
Yeah.
like it's so much. It's so hard to match platforms with energy because it's like, oh, it's Facebook. You gotta,
Yeah,
you got
they're
to
totally
the suit
two
and
different
tie, and like it's like,
yeah.
and then we come
Yeah.
down to TikTok, and it's like, okay, jeans and t-shirts, let's go.
Yeah.
Jeans and t-shirts. But I love TikTok. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll probably shut us off upstairs. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's just we're going to shut off one. I'm going to stick on this one for a little bit. I just want to get into. Let me just talk about the inflation. Why people can't.
Yeah.
What's going on? Why the inventory? So, if you really want to know why there's no inventory in the market, is because of the rate of inflation has put people in a prospect where they couldn't even buy their own house back. So most people who are in their house, if their house is on the market, couldn't buy their own house back. So if you couldn't buy your own house back at the price it is, where are you going to go? And that's the issue across the country. Inflation has taken away the buying power, even though it rests in their house. You have to move somewhere. Obviously, I said you can't appreciate on a house unless you're moving into a tent. That's why it's like, the tent city. We talked about tent city over in Ocean Grove.
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes.
It's Ocean Grove.
Yes, it is.
I will not forget tent city. I was there, so you can't question me on that. Ocean Grove. But the big thing is that when it comes to appreciation, I think people they're not in a position, even in their own house, to afford to move, and that's the issue. And where does this go from here is really the interesting thing, because we're kind of like in this very odd state, and I can't tell you, like, people are going to like the answer, because I don't think there's an easy answer for what the situation is, because I don't think overall they could tell you that they're trying to control inflation. I would not. There's nothing to me indicating that that's going to happen. I don't see it. And the problem is that without causing a serious disruption in the way you live and substantially lowering your standard of living, to get to the point where you lower inflation is not something in the thirst appetite for the policymakers. And they can kid you all they want about where rates are and all this stuff. 8%, to be fundamentally sound, you'd probably have to be at 14 to get the things under control, but you'd absolutely collapse the economy. So you can't, we're stuck in this kind of inflationary cycle because of the amount of debt that's currently going on across the country. Personal debt, government debt, and if you pop, and that's a lot of it's speculative, and buying on credit card is speculative investing to a degree that most people use their credit to buy consumer goods, and that's a problem. It's great for the banks. It's not great for the banks that are extended this far, but you're going into a situation that's honestly, with trillions of dollars. What would the Fed really do to curb inflation that so many people have bought themselves into the future that if you actually broke it and people couldn't pay their bill, let's say 10% of the market defaulted on credit card debt, the banks would probably just go like this and close the doors, because that's how close it is. If you haven't seen the banks recently, what's going on with them? It's like, what's going on? Like, reserves are not great. It's like, where do you go from there with banks when you have rates at 8? You got mortgages. Obviously, they like to give more at 8%. They'll make, it won't be on the books as being a cheap mortgage but they have to give depositors 5%, and they're holding mortgages at 3.5 or 4. The net outflows are, there's not many good And, you don't want banks going too heavy into more, and they have been since the lifting of Glass-Steagall Act, which is another long-winded conversation. But they don't hold the reserves in pure currency that they used to, and it's a problem. So I don't think as far as inflation is concerned that we're really going to get a handle on it to the degree that they could suggest it's going to happen without causing massive unemployment.
Yeah.
And, so, and without, you'd have to diminish the standard of living that most people are currently living at. And that's not something the appetite can afford for, policymakers. They don't want to be responsible for putting thousands of people out of work and creating, a cycle. So I don't see, and this is one of the differences. So people want to know what the oddities of this market are. And it's why are you facing such odd times? I mean, the type of capital infusion that happened after COVID is probably, we basically indebted ourselves almost double in a span of maybe 2 years. We've doubled the debt. So what it took in 150 years to develop was accomplished in 2 as far as debt. So you could just imagine how much funny money is running around the system that you can't get under control because, and this is a problem. It's a problem for anybody who's watching. It's a problem for anybody who's, So most people, for the inflation is, and why inventory is low, because the cost of living has achieved a point where you couldn't buy the own house that you're actually sitting there watching it. And that's, so, obviously there's absolute reasons that people have to sell, but if it wasn't for those reasons, it would be difficult to accomplish. So that's our stat report for the Facebook Live, and I think we'll cut it off there. Well, I want to stay on here a little bit longer and see if we can get a few more questions answered.
All right.
So upstairs.
Signing off.
Good afternoon. Ciao.
Bye,
Check
guys.
us out later. Check us out. I think we were supposed to have Vic this week, but anyway, we'll see you. We'll see you at the next Friday.
Yes, next Friday we'll see you guys.
Yes, upstairs. Downstairs we're
Downstairs
staying.
we're
We're going to
staying
stay.
upstairs.
We're staying for a little bit longer.
Bye, guys.